Well, hello everybody. It's Saturday. It's the 21st of February 2026, and what I've got for you today is another one of these, I think it's new, another one of these new McDonald's sauces. So I've reviewed a few of these. There's a creamy chili sauce, liked that one. There's a gold sauce, liked that one. There's a hot honey sauce, kind of liked that one. Well, didn't really like it because hot honey is not my thing. And then there's another word I have to say about that after I introduce this other new sauce. So I'm going to try their spicy buffalo dipping sauce today, McDonald's. And I'm also going to introduce a product that I have not tried before. So usually when I do hot sauces or dipping sauces or anything like that, typically I use either Impossible chicken nugget, plant-based chicken nuggets, or Impossible spicy plant-based chicken nuggets. Well, I'm going to try something new today. These are Gardine's Ultimate Plant-Based Chicken Nuggets. All right, now, what you'll see in the difference between these two, this is like your, sort of like high school cafeteria shaped chicken nugget. This is more, meant to be designed sort of to be shaped like an actual piece of chicken, that's surrounded by breading. So that's kind of promising. I've had many Gardein products and many Impossible products. I would say that they are the top two plant-based food manufacturers. So I'm very curious to see how good, how these compare to one another. And I'm going to dip both of them in this spicy buffalo sauce. Now, hang on. Sorry about that. So there was a little bit of a distraction there. So my YouTube spicy food... My YouTube spicy food reviewing colleague, Daryl, over at TFG PKW, please go and subscribe to his channel and watch his videos. He's just amazing. He does these incredibly long, detailed, analytical reviews of all different kinds of spicy products, mostly hot sauces, but a lot of other things too. His channel is fantastic. It doesn't get enough attention. Please go over there and subscribe and watch his videos. But anyways, Daryl was intrigued after I reviewed the McDonald's hot honey sauce, which it turns out didn't have any actual pepper in it. It most likely had pepper extract because there was no actual. I think there was maybe red bell pepper listed in it, but that's not a hot pepper. So any heat that was in that sauce came from pepper extract, which was disguised with the with the sort of euphemistic term natural flavors. And he was appalled by that sauce. So I didn't think it was that terrible, but I don't know. I mean, there's something about pairing, like a processed industrially produced chicken nugget with a processed industrially produced dipping sauce. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they click together. This certainly did not click with Daryl. So my apologies for misleading you on that one. Yeah, it's not a good sauce, but on that particular day, maybe I was just in a weird mood and I didn't see the artificiality of that sauce. But yeah, I have since gone back and tried it again, and I'm not in total agreement with him. I don't think it's the worst thing that's ever been produced by McDonald's, but it's not that good. But anyways, we're not talking about that today. We are talking about this spicy buffalo sauce. I think it's new. Correct me if I'm wrong. And again, just like with the hot honey, I'm not a big fan of buffalo sauce. I have had a few that I quite like. I think Sweet Baby Ray's makes a really, really good one. If I were to like recommend like the most dependable, readily available buffalo chicken sauce or buffalo wing sauce, whatever you want to call it, I would definitely say Sweet Baby Ray's is the one to go to. And actually, surprisingly, Steve-O made a good blazing buffalo sauce too. I'm trying to think of some others. I've tried a lot. I'm not a big Buffalo Wild Wings fan, so I can't even remember the last time I tried one of their, generic wing sauces. But anyways, again, I just keep diverting attention away from what I'm supposed to be talking about. So here's the texture of it. I like the color. I like the texture. Okay. Looks nice and creamy. Nice orange color. Don't always like the color orange, but in the context of buffalo wing sauces, I do. So, I guess let's start with let's be fair, let's start with the Impossible Nugget. All right. See? Holds onto the nugget nicely. That is instantly recognizable as a buffalo wing sauce that does everything that buffalo wing sauces are supposed to do. I taste prominent cayenne pepper in there, and I taste the buttermilk. Cayenne pepper sauce. Oh, okay. So, Daryl, try this one because it has actual pepper in it. See? It's got cayenne pepper sauce. I don't know if you saw that. This does have actual pepper in it. Then it's got water, soybean oil, modified food starch, xanthan gum, beet juice. Oh, that's for color. Salt, natural flavor. Uh-oh, natural flavor. I don't think there's extract in this. I didn't get any heat from that bite. Garlic powder. Okay. Yeah, I have no complaints about that. Like I said, buffalo wing sauces, not my favorite type of sauce. But when it comes to what a buffalo wing sauce is supposed to be, I'm not finding any complaint with that. It's good. It's a solid 6.5. You know, it doesn't do anything to like elevate itself over your typical buffalo wing sauce, but it also doesn't do anything to fall underneath the standard that is set for that type of sauce. Captures all the flavors that I'm looking for. It's not, just the right texture. I think it's pretty good, 6.5. And it's good with the Impossible Chicken Nugget, which I'm not going to show you again because that's unappetizing when it has a bite taken out of it, right? All right. Now, on this second bite, I'm going to be reevaluating the sauce, but also I'm going to be comparing the flavor of these Gardein nuggets. Yeah, I only showed you them once. So these are Gardein Ultimate Plant-Based Chicken Nuggets, which, as I mentioned before, are not, designed to look like, industrially processed cafeteria chicken nuggets. They're designed to look like actual pieces of chicken with breading on them. There we go. First of all, okay, my first impression of the Gardein chicken nuggets is they are inferior to Impossible Chicken Nuggets. That I do not see that becoming my standard plant-based dipping agent. The texture is weird and chewy. Impossible. Sorry, I'm going to show you this thing with the bite out of it. I'll show you the end that doesn't have a bite taken out of it. The Impossible Chicken Nugget really achieves a chicken-like texture. This doesn't. Nope. I'm not getting that. I'm not getting a chicken-like texture. I'm getting some chewy. It's like obviously a plant-based alternative to chicken meat. I am not convinced by that, and you wouldn't be able to convince anybody if you were to give if you were to do like a blind taste test. In order to say, hey, try this new type of chicken nugget. The person trying it, if they have experience in trying actual chicken nuggets and chicken tenders, they would immediately recognize this is not chicken. The flavoring on it is okay. It's not great. I guess I would say that there's a little bit more flavor in the batter, a little bit more salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, whatever's in the standard chicken nugget batter. There's a little bit more in that than you would normally get, but and then that you would get with the Impossible Chicken Nugget. But I kind of like the blandness of the Impossible Chicken Nugget batter because it's so good. You can dip it in just about any hot sauce or any sauce of any type, and it's got such a neutral flavor. It's not going to overwhelm anything. This has a little bit more seasoning on it. All right. And the seasoning's not bad on the batter, but I'm sorry, but like the texture and the flavor of that is not doing it for me. And now I have to take another bite. See, that's why I made extra, because I'm like, I know. I know that I'm going to go off on a tangent about this. So let me take one more bite. And now the focus of this is just going to be evaluating how the sauce goes with the Gardein nugget. Yeah. Obviously, it's better with the Impossible Nugget because the Impossible Nugget is objectively more flavorful. Well, not more flavorful, but just better, like just more enjoyable to eat. I like that. That's a good buffalo wing sauce. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. There's nothing, like I said, it doesn't go out of its way to do anything special with the whole buffalo nugget formula. Maybe it could stand to be a little bit spicier. That is a complaint. So I was going to give this a 6.5. I'm going to dock it down to a 6 because I don't like it when products advertise themselves as spicy and have almost no spice in them. All right? You could have put a little bit more cayenne pepper in there and made it just a little bit more spicy. That has very, very little bite to it. Tastes good, but come on, don't call yourself a spicy buffalo sauce if you've got very, very little spice to offer. But yeah, I promise you, Daryl, if you go and try this one out, you're not going to taste any extract in there. It's not in there. It's just a standard and pretty good buffalo wing sauce. Well, there you go.